So today, with 7 billion people producing the amount of food that we do, we've actually found that agriculture and ranching and food production more generally cause more environmental damage than any other human activity. So that's more habitat conversion, more biodiversity loss, more soil erosion, more chemical use, more water use, more greenhouse gas production, etc. Now, if you fast forward to 2050, we're going to have to produce as much food in the next 40 years as we have in the last 8,000. So that means we're going to have to produce a whole lot more food. There are various ways we could go about doing that. The one we want to avoid is to simply build more farms. We would rather see us produce twice as much on the same amount of land that we are using today. Ideally, the same land that we're using today. Twice as much beef, twice as much poultry, twice as much milk, but also twice as much soy and wheat and corn and bananas and other crops too. So we think that it's possible to do this. We've kind of thought about this in terms of food wedges. What are the opportunities where we can increase production of food or save food or be more efficient about food? There's no silver bullet here. It's going to take a number of different things, but we think we can actually far exceed a doubling of food production if we get smart. The obvious one is waste. We currently throw away 1 of every 3 calories that we produce. And in developing countries, in many parts of the world, that's because we don't have the infrastructure, the refrigeration, the storage, we can't keep rats and mildew out of stored grains, etc. But in our own country, we throw away 1 out of 3 calories too, and that's because when you go to your refrigerator, the sell-by date doesn't mean it's bad, and yet we throw it away. Or that Chinese food that we ordered too much of, we took it home, we never ate it, and we throw it away. And I think portion control, what our eyes are bigger than our stomachs, actually probably not the case. I think most of our stomachs are bigger than our eyes. But we're not thinking about food consciously kind of the way we need to. There's an old saying in Denmark, which is you should never, at any meal, you should never eat so much that you couldn't eat another hamburger. And I think if we remembered that kind of adage, we'd feel much better, we'd have a lot more energy, and we wouldn't have to produce as much food.